soldiers desperately tried to save the life of Private John Eubank when he was found beaten unconsciousness and struggling to breathe in the wood near Lake Holborn on Fort Stewart Army Base in Huntsville, Georgia on November 30, 2014. He was so badly beaten, his skull was so badly crushed that part of his brain was sticking out of his skull. Prosecutor Jennifer Solari said, despite the effort, the colleague who had survived multiple tours in Iraq as a heavy vehicle driver died in hospital. But this innocent question, how could someone survive in Iraq but not his wife? Suspicion immediately turned to his wife, Lily May, from the moment she was questioned by police. Lily Mae Eubank was incredibly cold and calculating throughout this murderous plot, all while pretending to be John Eubank's loving wife. Solari said. Why was Lily Eubank the prime suspect in her husband John's death? When authorities spoke to witnesses in the moments after John Eubank was discovered, they were told a major clue: a white or grey trunk was seen in the area as a soldier was administering first aid, and a man emerged from the woods and climbed into the truck before it drove away. When they spoke to John's widow, they were struck by Lily May's reaction to being told of his death. Lily's reaction was so confusing and suspicious because she never asked what happened. Solari said, because no one told her why or how he died. The strange reaction, she didn't even ask what happened. She probably had more pressing agenda. Lily, who is 10 years older than John, met the soldier on an online dating site while he was in Iraq. She picked him up from the bus station when he returned home in the winter of 2008, and they soon married. John became stepfather to Lily May's children. Love in the digital age. If you can find your life partner online, why can't you find murder plans there too? Because we gonna see what happened. Just stay with us. Lily Mae told authorities she last saw John about half-hour before he was found beaten when she and her daughter Uncle Wells dropped him off to track down animals. But she didn't mention that her half-brother Carl Swain was visiting the family for Thanksgiving. Lily also drove a silver pickup truck. Oh, surprise. Forgetting the details, it is normal to forget to mention a criminal visitor on Thanksgiving? Okay. Under further questioning, she admitted that she had bought her brother a ticket to fly to Georgia for the holiday under assumed name and was just trying to protect him. The explanation that Lily gave was that he had some sort of criminal record that prevented him from traveling out of state. Nicole Dolan, a former U.S. Army CID officer, told Multiple choice story. Choose your own adventure. The detective version. Lily then changed his story, saying she dropped her husband and brother off at a pond with a baseball bat as protection in case they face a wild animal. After completing their errand, she said she and her daughter went back to pick up the men. When they arrived, they saw Carl in the tree line repeatedly hitting something. Dolan said. Shortly after that, Carl came down from the tree line and got into the vehicle with them. He was exhausted, bloody, and the bat was bloody. Stories. Maybe the tree was rehearsing for a role in the next horror movie. She claimed her brother had beaten a wild animal that had attacked them and that John had run away. But when confronted with the fact that her husband had been beaten to death where she claimed her brother had beaten the animal, Lily admitted that she had seen Carl beat John. Lily said she didn't want to believe it. FBI Special Agent Diana Williams told us, and when she saw Carl come out of the woods with a broken bat and blood on it, she prayed for her life and her daughter Angel's life. The painful truth when truth is harder than fiction. Well, Angel Wells confirmed her mother's version of events. I saw my uncle Carl hit something on the ground, Angel said. Then he stopped and came out of the woods. He got in the truck. He had blood all over his face. It was like you took a spoonful of spaghetti sauce and splattered it on the wall. Culinary description when crime is culinary art. She told us authorities she prayed for her life, adding, I had no idea why my uncle would do that. My grandmother said he was a ticking time bomb and he had anger issues. Carl had a long criminal record that including assault. He was dragged to his home in Alabama and arrested on December 6 after a military bag belonging to John containing genes with his and Swain's DNA was discovered in Swain's home. He was charged with the first-degree murder. Time bomb story. It seems like the bomb finally went off. But what motivated Lily Eubank to kill her husband? Although the case seemed open and shut, John Eubank's colleagues suspected that Lily May was somehow involved. Lily took control of his money when he got married and he never knew how much money was in the account or what was going on. Timisia Durns, John's girlfriend, told there were a lot of times where she would write bad checks. Financial control, total control of the money and then of the life. John's friend also knew that he was planning to divorce his wife. During his last deployment, he was determined to divorce when he got back because he had enough. Bonnie Bailey, John's girlfriend, told divorce decision it was probably the last decision he ever made. In April 2013, Lily confessed to her daughter that John wanted a divorce. We can see from Lily Eubank's search history that she had been planning this crime since then. Solari said Lily had been planning and tried to kill John for longer than originally thought. Search log? What a search log! Looks like she was planning the perfect crime. Her history included phrases like how to drown someone in a past tube, toxins that cannot be detected in an autopsy, according to authorities, based on text conversation between Lily and her brother. Authorities determined that Lily tried to poison John with castor beans baked in a cake, and even discussed taking a trip near the water and throwing John because he wasn't a good swimmer. They lit dessert who knew cakes could be dead. But while Carl was in prison awaiting trial, he gave a police another motive for Lily murder of John. Swain confessed to fellow inmates that he had beaten John to death for money. Swain confessed that he did it at the request of his sister, Lily, because she was going to get $500,000 after the murder as a grieving widow, and that he owed $160,000 of his role in the murder. So Larry said, a crime for money, a huge sum of money, but the price was a life. Lily was the beneficiary of John's military life insurance policy. A part of me wants to believe my mom, but there is a lot of evidence that says otherwise. Lily's daughter Bonnie Weld said, family tragedy when truth is harder than love. Lily was charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and murder for hire. She eventually pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Justice served all emotions that Lily showed was fake, Solari said. Lily cared about nothing but Lily. Carly Swain was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole after his trial in March 2015. And now we had finished our story. Thank you everyone and see you in another story, another crime.